I failed last week and I'm damn proud of it because that's the way you succeed. By failing and by failing and by failing over and over and over again. And actually, it's not failing because failing means the end. It's just a trial. It's a test. It's a training to get to the next level. It's a lesson. Last week, my streak ended. My intention for the Conscious Manual, my podcast, this YouTube channel, was to have weekly episodes. Every single week, at least one episode. Once, beginning once, then twice, 3 times. But last week, I didn't have an episode out. 0. And that could have meant, oh my gosh, I'm a failure. I'm going to stop. I'm never making episodes again because I can't even keep my own word. But that thought actually never came into my mind. It was a thought like, okay, I'm going to accept that there weren't episodes this week. Next week on Monday, I'm going to fly in there with fresh energy and just get it going again and make an episode around it, which is this one. You can't go through life without lessons. You can't go through life without making a mistake. And you also actually can't make a mistake because it's always the right thing to do in that moment. So you could learn whatever you needed to learn. Last week I had the flu. I was in bed for almost the whole week, literally. At the beginning of the week, I couldn't walk from my bed to the door of my room. So I was like, okay, definitely no episodes today because I don't want to vomit on screen. And then on Friday, I was like, if I really force myself, I could make an episode. But that's not the kind of energy I want to put into my channel, into my business. An energy of like, oh, I said I must do this, so I'm gonna force myself into this. Where my business actually starts controlling me. So this is my invitation for you to take a look at yourself and your life as well. Where do you let and allow other things, people, places take control over you? Because in order to do that, you need to allow them. If you don't allow them in your space, in your energy, to be controlled, and you stay in your own energy, then you control yourself. And when you start judging yourself, oh, I made that mistake, I'm such a failure, then you're letting outside circumstances control you again. But what I'm here to remind you in the Conscious Manual is that you are the creator of your reality. I help you to love yourself so you can love your life and create the reality as you want. Not to victimize yourself, but to pull yourself out of victimhood. Because society is set up to become a victim because victims are easily controlled. So when you set out to do something new, you are bound to make mistakes. You are bound to encounter lessons. When you start to play an instrument for the first time, you're going to make mistakes. But you need to make those mistakes so it goes into your muscle memory and then you can play like Mozart after a while. You're not going to get there from the beginning. That's perfectly allowed. That's perfectly normal. But if you tell yourself from the beginning, oh, I can't do this, I make a mistake, I quit this for the rest of my life, then you choose to become a failure. And as such, there's a hard tone to the word failure. It's almost like a forbidden word. You can't fail. You can't be a failure. What if that's something to be celebrated? My business went bankrupt. Congratulations. That means I learned a shit ton, and now I'm going to start a new business where I can take all the lessons that I learned and implement them in something new. That's the choice you make. You can also make a choice of like, okay, I failed once, I'm never doing it again. Same situation, 2 different outcomes, 2 different choices. So you always have a choice. I chose to choose my health last week. I chose to recover and allow all the bacteria to be burned out with the severe, what's the word now? Flu and then fever. The word is fever. with all the fever to get burnt out of my system. My yearly cleanse, to be something like that. And then I knew, okay, this week, rest. Next week, so this week now, new energy. And that's how I feel like. I have mental clarity. I feel way better in my energy field. And I'm like, let's get this going again. But I made a conscious decision. If I forced myself last week to keep doing episodes, I would have recovered. And I would have put myself in a hamster wheel. I can never stop. I need to keep forcing myself to make episodes, to keep going, to never rest. You can't do that. Otherwise, I'm a failure. What? Where did that come from? You choose. And even when it feels so hard to choose, like, oh my gosh, I just want to continue doing that, but you actually feel that you should do that. And with all the resistance, you just go through it. You feel the resistance and you choose a different story anyway. When everything in your system says, I'm a failure, I'm going to stop, never doing it again, throw it in the air, burn it down. Pause. Because that part of you is scared. It's scared that people are going to see you like, oh my gosh, you can't do anything. You're worthless. But that part of you just wants to feel acknowledged that you are worthy. A hug. You are worthy. You can choose to be a success because the truth is that you already are, just by existing, just by breathing, just by coming into the world. What a miracle it is that you were birthed through your mother into this world. It just blows me away to think about that. So how would you be, in God's name, how would you be a failure? By something that happened, whatever it is. It's impossible to make you a failure. Impossible. So you just make a sticker and you put that on there or on yourself. I'm a failure. So what I'm saying that you should do is pull out that sticker and tear it in a million pieces and then burn it down. That's what you can burn down. The illusion. And whatever there's left there, you choose a new story. Oh, I made a mistake there. This is what I learned. So I'm going to take the lesson. I'm going to move forward the way that I want to. Because you always have a choice. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Because there are people out there that are still asleep, and that's okay. If you all woke up at the same time, the difference in energy would be too big for the world to handle. But we're going there. Step by step. Person by person is waking up. And you are awake because you're watching this episode. And wherever you are in your journey, that's perfect. It doesn't make you a failure. It makes you a success because you're still walking. You are winning every single second. And the journey never ends. Even when we leave this planet, we go to the next one. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that so exciting? Thank you for tuning in. I hope this message landed. If you think of someone that you have a clue of like, you should watch this episode, send this video to them. And as always, have a beautiful day. And remember that you are epic.